Well, Ireland shares a proud Catholic heritage, but cultural changes seem to be causing a shift. Correspondent Colm Flynn sat down with Bishop Alphonsus Cullinan to ask what's at stake.
Bishop, once upon a time in Ireland, the schools were Catholic, the hospitals were Catholic, the political parties were Catholic, the families were Catholic. The fabric of the entire society was Catholic.
Sure.
What happened to the Catholic Church in Ireland?
Wow, that is a very deep question. One would wonder how deep those Catholic roots really were. It was a very devotional church. I wonder how deep it was theologically. Being a very clerical world, that holiness was associated with clerics and religious. And to be holy was to be clerical and religious. I think there were many things. I think obviously the scandals, the sex abuse scandals, is a watershed moment. But I think that there were things happening before that, where there was an attitude to freedom, being freedom from any rules or regulations.
Was it too powerful?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was, there was too much of an emphasis on, there was a bad clericalism, you know, something which Pope Francis now criticizes and rightly criticizes, you know.
But then on the other side of it, as we mentioned, the hospitals and the schools and the immense good that was done right across the island, educating people, healing people when they were sick, and at a time when the country needed help in doing these things, when the state needed help in doing it.
Absolutely, and I think that any objective history of Ireland will have to applaud the extraordinary work which was done by men and women religious. I have been very privileged in meeting religious who gave their lives, you know, to the education of young people and to the care of the sick. And unfortunately, there are many who simply have forgotten that.
And when we talk about the abuse scandals that happened across Ireland, do you think the church did a good job in responding to that and helping the victims?
I think, Colm, that the church was slow in responding. We have learned so much in the meantime. I think that now we really have a much, much more secure and safe place for children and for vulnerable adults in the church. And it is a preoccupation in every parish now.
So what is the church doing? Do they have a plan or a strategy or some way of trying to convince young people, especially, that the faith is something worth considering in Ireland?
I think, Colm, it will always come down to personal holiness. That's number one. Am I an authentic disciple of Jesus Christ? Things then flow from that. I think it's very important that we concentrate on family ministry, on youth ministry, on trying to build up community, places where people can feel safe, not barricade themselves against the world. That's not what I'm talking about. And then we'll go out and spread that message.
If you had to project into the future and take a guess as to what the Catholic Church in Ireland will look like in 10 years' time.
Smaller, more authentic, but I think it will be more authentic, and in a way it will be beginning again, starting again. At the end of the day, you know, as Pope John Paul used to say, there is a hole in the human heart which only God can fill. And the human heart will search here, there, and everywhere for meaning. But it will always come back to Him.
Bishop Fonzie, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colm.